A lot of German foods are enjoyed with mustard, and I will show you today two different kinds of mustard. The first mustard that I will make is a spicy mustard, and the second one is the sweet Bavarian mustard. That kind of mustard is enjoyed with white sausage and with liver cheese, and these two things I will show you in different videos very soon. Okay, let's go over the ingredients for the spicy mustard. First of all, I need some mustard. This ground mustard, it's an organic brand that I choose here. You need 50 grams of that. And you also need 5 grams of salt, 10 grams of sugar, though some people use a lot more sugar than that. You have to, try and see what you like, and you can adjust this recipe with more sugar if you prefer. And you will also need some white wine vinegar. I choose this one, and it is 30 milliliters of it. And also you will need 40 milliliters of water. Okay, let's start. And it's pretty easy. So you will be surprised how easy it is to make your own mustard. So first of all, I put the ground mustard into this little bowl. I add the sugar and the salt. Actually, it was the salt and the sugar in this case. I mix this a little bit, and I add the vinegar. And up to this point, the mustard is not spicy at all. You can really taste this ground mustard, and you will find that it's not spicy. It develops this spiciness if you add some liquid, especially if you add some of the vinegar. And that's what I'm doing here. And I also add the water. I will not add the entire water though first. I will just see how this is mixing, because mustard is a natural product, which means it can have different qualities, and so sometimes you need a little more, sometimes a little less. But I think in this case I can add a little more. Looks good so far. And now I will switch to an electric mixer, and I will mix this for about 5 minutes. The longer you mix it, the better is the quality of your mustard. All right, it was 5 minutes, and you see this has mixed very well. Looks good. And you definitely should resist the urge to try this, because it is super, super, super hot, and you will probably cry tears. And it's not worth it trying it now. It has to rest at least 3 days before you can try this mustard. It will lose some of its spiciness during this process. But as I said, it's a spicy mustard. It's not the mustard that you get here in America and put on your hot dogs. It is something you will just use a little bit on your sausage, not as much as you do here. You can of course use more sugar in this recipe, which makes it a little less spicy, but still it's a really hot, spicy mustard. Okay, I will fill this now into a jar, and I will put it into the fridge. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the fridge, because there's little chance that this is going to be bad. Mustard has a lot of great features, like being antibacterial, which also happens to be something that vinegar is known for. So it is really unlikely to go bad. Okay, and I put this in the fridge anyway. One more thing, if you want to make a little more out of your mustard, you can add things like some rosemary, some thyme. You can add some orange zest. Some people add some poppy seeds. So you can make some sort of special mustard. That's up to you. It's just adding these kind of things to the mustard that I just made here, and then you can, let it soak for the 3 days or longer, and then enjoy your very special mustard. Mustard is also a great gift for someone, like for a housewarming or for Christmas. So keep that in mind, and maybe you make something homemade and give that for the next Christmas party. Okay, let's move on to the sweet mustard. Now for the sweet mustard, you will need a lot more ingredients than for the mustard that I just did. First of all, you need to know there are different kinds of mustard meals or mustard powders. Usually you use the yellow mustard, which you can get at the grocery in these little packages. You can also buy it in bulk, which is a lot cheaper. And there you will also get different kinds of mustard, like the brown mustard that I have here. And I've ordered it online at an online shop. I will leave a link below this video so you can find it there. I have a larger amount of mustard meal now for this recipe because I'm going to make a little more. I'm planning to give this as Christmas gifts. So beside the yellow mustard, which is 185 gram, I also have some brown mustard, also called green mustard. So the brown mustard seeds, if you break them apart, they're green inside. So the brown and the green mustard are basically the same thing. And I have 125 gram of this in this bowl. I also have 250 gram of light brown sugar, 250 gram of regular white sugar. I have half a liter of water, which is about 2 cups. I have a cup or 250 milliliter of vinegar, and I'm using a red wine vinegar. You can also use a white wine vinegar. It's up to you, but it should be a wine vinegar. I'm also using 3 of these little cloves. I will need half of this onion and half of this lemon, and you should definitely try to get an organic lemon because this is going to soak in your mustard for 24 hours and it will still contain the peel, so definitely try to get an organic one. If you can get it, really scrub it very well, let it soak in some soda and water mix so that all the pesticides get loosened up and gone as good as possible. The first thing I'm doing is that I'm adding the water and the vinegar to a pot. And I will heat this to an almost boil, not boiling though, just almost boiling. I'm adding the white sugar and also the light brown sugar. And I mix this, and the purpose of heating this mixture is just to dissolve the sugar in this water and vinegar mix, which will definitely be easier when it's warm. The sugar has completely dissolved now, and I had this cool down to less than 30 degrees Celsius, which is less than 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The reason is that there are essential oils in the mustard and they kind of get destroyed in a higher temperature than 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so I'm adding my mustard meals, flours, or however you want to call it, to this pot. Okay. And the brown mustard is more spicy than the yellow mustard. That's why I have a little less of the brown mustard than of the yellow mustard. Okay, and it already has the color here that we usually have in this kind of mustard, and I can also smell that it smells the way it's supposed to, but it's not finished yet. So a little more patient with this one. I am now cutting my onion in half, and I remove the skin. And I use these cloves, and put them in here. I simply throw this into my pot. And I also use the lemon, cut it in half, and I'm removing the seeds so they don't end up in my mustard. All right, and this also goes into this pot. And all I have to do now is put a lid on it and wait until tomorrow, and then I will show you how I continue. So for you it will just be a moment, for me it will be an entire day. After 24 hours now, I am opening this pot and I next remove the onion. Oops. Don't want to lose too much of my mustard. And I also remove the lemon. Okay. And I'll quickly give this lemon a rinse because I need the juice of this lemon. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. It's a little bit, yeah. So I add this to my mustard. Stir it. And now I put the lid back in place, and in about 3 days it will be perfect to serve. And I will put this mustard into small glasses, and this will last for a very long time. They will not go bad until like in a year or a year and a half, and maybe never. So don't worry about it. You can make this in fall as a Christmas gift, so you don't get into the Christmas stress and have something prepared. It will still be good. So keep that in mind. But for your Oktoberfest, you should probably plan making this mustard about a week before you're planning to eat some liver cheese or some white sausage, Weißwurst. Yeah, I hope you like this recipe. It's something very special, very unique German. And if you like it, please give me your thumbs up. If you have questions, ask me in the comments and I will answer.